Hey, what's up guys? We're Eamon Bec. Today we wanted to put together a video talking about minimalism. Minimalism is a subject that we never really associated with, but I think have fallen into it almost by default. So we figured we put together a quick video to talk about the things that we actually no longer buy.
Moving into the van and just like having a transition like this in our lives has really impacted a lot of the things that we purchase, and we thought we'd share them with you.
So stick around right till the end because we're going to share some things that maybe you'll get value out of, and maybe you'll realize, hey, I don't need to buy that. Hey, I can save more money.
Also, if there's something...
Hey, Eamon and Bec are awesome. Please subscribe.
If there's something that you guys are no longer buying, you should leave it in the comments below because maybe we need to stop buying that too.
Yeah, 100%. Except for LaCroix. I have a mild addiction.
We're gonna try to categorize these, the number one being like housewares. So the first item on the things that we no longer buy is plastic wrap, tin foil, or Ziploc bags.
They're super easy alternatives to these things that you just don't need to spend a lot of money on it.
We use beeswax wraps that are reusable. You just have to rinse them off. They're so awesome. So we've loved making that change, and it's a little more sustainable.
And then we use reusable Tupperware to fit dishes in instead of using just a saran wrap.
Souvenirs. Now, because we were backpacking before, we never really had room to pick up souvenirs along the way. But even more so with the van, we don't really... I can't think of anything we've bought from somewhere we've been that wasn't something we could eat or consume or use, like a product. No. We just don't do it.
Stickers. I'll buy a sticker.
You have a sticker addiction.
I have a sticker wall, but like that's not really like a thing.
A knick-knacky thing.
Yeah, it doesn't take up space. It doesn't like kind of clog up your life.
Yeah.
And even like the stickers in my old age, I've hidden them. They're like behind drawers and stuff like that. So like I see them and I think it's cool.
Purchasing them.
Yeah, I love them.
That kind of segues into knickknacks. I feel like a lot of people, even with seasonal changes, will buy like cute little knickknacks for the house.
Halloween little tiny things.
Like a pumpkin or whatever. And that's really great and decorative. And I'm not saying that I won't ever do that if we have a house. I'm just saying van life has really encouraged us to be those essentialists. And so we don't have any knickknack. Candles. Oh my gosh, I no longer buy candles, or at least I buy candles and I actually use the entire candle before I buy another one.
Which is nice.
I was such a sucker for like the 3 for $15 deals at places like Bath and Body Works because they all smell really nice, but I mean, I've done a lot of research over time and really evolved with the products I bring into my home or put on my body, and those candles can be pretty toxic. So I cut those out. They're all natural based candles, and I've had one in here since this time last year from a local maker at One of a Kind.
Yeah, once again, she bought a quality candle. It wasn't cheap, but it's lasted a year.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And I love it. And you never let me burn it, so.
What? Next up we have on our list is paper towels. I have to admit, having paper towels is a super luxury. It's nice to have it, but we find that if you don't buy it, you just kind of get used to not having it. Yeah. So for a little bit we did inventory it in the van, and then eventually we just cut it all together. So instead we'll use just a J-cloth, rinse it off, wash it out, and just find other uses. So if you need a tea towel,
yeah.
But you can always get around it. It's just like it's so easy if you do have it.
Yeah.
But we find you'll save a lot of money. Paper towels aren't cheap.
Multiple cleaning products. Again, this kind of goes with the toxicity thing with the candles. I also shifted a lot of the stuff in our home, and this wasn't just van life, this was just like me on my own personal journey, but to more natural things. What I've loved having is essential oils and making our own blends for all sorts of things. So last night we were rubbing immunity on our feet before bed, or creating a cleaning product from either something like a Dr. Bronner's, which is all purpose and we use that for everything, or just making a blend from essential oils, diluting it with some water, and
yeah, it's amazing how many different products are marketed to specific areas, and you look at the ingredients or you realize that, you know, an all-purpose cleaner will do the same thing. So
totally.
You don't need to have a big drawer or cupboard full of spray bottles.
Yeah.
Another thing we don't buy anymore or don't have a bill for is electricity. So we live in this little self-converted van. We have a solar panel on the roof. We charge through our alternator, so when we drive, it charges our battery bank. Wow, we don't pay an electricity bill. Pretty exciting stuff.
It's amazing to rely on natural resources.
Even if you live in a house, like you could invest in a solar system and cut your electricity costs way down, or even eliminate it based on the appliances you have in your house.
I think just quickly, that's a common misconception, is that these items that we're talking about normally are a larger upfront investment, like a solar panel.
Yeah.
But once you get down the road of it being the investment for a couple of years,
like 10
it
years.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So I love not having that. The next thing we no longer buy is hard copies of books. Eamon was never
Praise the
really
Lord.
a book dude. Doesn't read very much. We typically lean towards podcasts, so we listen to a lot of those while we're on the road. But we do also have an Audible membership, and we love listening to audiobooks, something that both of us can get on with. And yeah, you guys can try that out for free. Actually, not sponsored, but the link will be in the description box if you guys
not sponsored. We've done sponsorships with Audible before.
Yeah, we love them
as a company.
We super love them. Okay, moving on from the housewares section, we're gonna move specifically into the kitchen. I'm gonna touch on one because I don't even know if I wrote it down, but I'm thinking of it. I used to be such a seasoning girl. I would buy the packages of taco seasoning, chili seasoning, fajita seasoning, vegetable seasoning, and really all you need is spice. So we have spice jars on our fridge. I can also link those little cute magnetic jars below.
I think there's a phase of like spice being intimidating.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to do, but then you
Totally.
look up like what an Italian spice is and you're like, true, it's oregano, basil.
Just have like
You know what I mean? You
inventory
just
of all
know
that
exactly
stuff.
what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, great point, because like taco spice is like $2.99 for a little pack or whatever it is.
Yeah, and it
99
comes in,
cents,
like,
whatever.
a
It's way more
package.
expensive than going to Bulk Barn and just buying cumin and paprika.
And it tastes better when you make it yourself, don't you think?
Thank you. Next up, this is obviously by default as well, as we have a very tiny fridge, but we don't buy frozen food. And I feel like we don't miss it. If you didn't understand what I just said there.
I was gonna say that.
We don't buy frozen food. Frozen food. Frozen food. Anything that comes in freezer.
Yeah.
We don't have room for it because our frozen bananas take priority. But also we just don't have need for it in our life.
There's something really beautiful about having such a small space,
Yeah.
because you actually don't waste food. And whatever's in the fridge, we're like
You just use it.
throwing it into the chili pot, or like making use of the leftovers, or like the almost too bad to go
It's so
into
true.
a dish food.
Yeah.
So I just love that, and that kind of falls under frozen
I'll
food.
be like, Beck, eat this hummus. And she'll just eat it.
Smoothies and juices. Now this is one of those ones I was saying that we're not always perfect at. We do have our Vitamix blender. We prioritize that in our van build. So we make our morning smoothies at home. That's not to say that we don't ever go out and get like a fresh pressed juice or a smoothie, like any,
But nowhere near as much.
but nowhere
We
near
used to
as
hit up
much.
BJ's. Shout out to my Canadian homies repping that BJ life. Booster juice. They're so expensive, and you don't actually know what's inside of those smoothies.
It's so true.
You know, we used to get the one spinach is in it,
Yeah.
but I think it's just apple juice. I don't think. there's
Yeah,
no
and we
spinach.
got it because it was like spinach is in it. And
Yeah.
so we thought we were getting our greens and stuff, and it was probably like this much greens.
Like 2
and-
leaves of spinach.
Yeah.
Next is bottled water. I'm sort of passionate about this. I don't think there's any reason for anyone on 2018 to be buying bottled water. They make amazing reusable water bottles that actually taste better. You know, drinking from an insulated bottle is going to keep it colder anyway. I think it's so 2015, guys. So no real reason to buy bottled water.
But
if you're in a
also-
pinch, sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, if you're in a pinch and you're at a restaurant or whatever, they'll give you tap water and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's Toronto or whatever city you're living in, obviously. Tap water. It's good to drink. Yeah.
I used to buy like cheap water bottles, not plastic water bottles, but
Oh,
like
that's a great point.
cheap $5 reusable water bottles, and they were plastic, and I felt like I was kind of always breaking them, or maybe
or
I
you just didn't feel
care
hard.
about
You didn't
them.
feel like an attachment to it.
Yeah.
And now we have amazing water bottles that are like insulated.
Yeah.
Hashtag link below if you want to see them. And you just feel good about it.
And they're a little bit more expensive for sure, but we've had them each for like years, and they're great, and we, the
you value
investment made you value it maybe.
Excellent point.
Alcohol. You and I aren't the type to stock the fridge
No.
with beer or stock it with wine.
We have
or
one
anything
bottle of
like that.
wine at the office that's just been sitting there for a year. So
At
we
least a year.
don't have a bottle of wine with dinner. We're not those kind of people.
It's amazing the money you can save, but also I just feel like a more productive human when we're not drinking. No judgment here. If you love your glass of wine, I totally get that. It's just something we've cut out that saved us money, time, space, the whole thing.
I'll take a LaCroix, darling. Next on our list, we put fast food. Beck and I we're never really the type of people to go out and buy fast food a lot. However, we do live in a van and we travel a lot, so there are exceptions to that. But even things like a quick snack at a gas station, we used to buy like protein bars and stuff like that. And now we'll just kind of be aware that we are going to want that, and we'll kind of either prepare them ahead of time, or we'll buy like a big trail mix at a bulk store.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, been really helpful. Something else we no longer buy, or do our best not to, is coffee cups that aren't reusable. So when we go to a cafe, which is a huge part of our lives, we do our best to bring our keep cup or whatever, our reusable, even our reusable water bottles in to get that beverage, as opposed to drinking and chucking
especially if you're hitting the coffee shop like multiple times per day.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be thoughtful and try and eliminate that waste.
Again, no judgment from us if you are doing that. We're just saying, hey, maybe you hadn't thought about this before. I guess straws would kind of fall under that. We didn't write that.
Yeah.
We never have bought straws, but we do have reusable straws now, and I freaking love my glass sipper. Okay, healthcare, skincare, the whole kit and caboodle. We no longer buy male and female versions of products. I feel like that's a huge marketing thing, that men need a different shampoo than women, but we also really don't even buy that stuff. Like, I have a friend who makes all natural skincare stuff here in Toronto, and I use his shampoo and conditioner, and every once in a while you'll use it, but you basically don't even wash your hair, if we're being honest.
Yeah, not really.
I no longer buy the products for your hair that I think I bought into a lot when I was younger. Hairspray, oils. If I do feel like I need anything, I will use a little bit of coconut oil on the ends of my hair. By not like following this norm of like having perfectly straight hair or perfectly curled hair or whatever it is every day, I allow my hair to breathe and be natural, so it doesn't need like the fixing product.
Basically be more of a dirtbag.
Just be a dirtbag, yo. I feel like this one's like really heavy on me, but I don't feel like you want to talk about my Diva cup, or do you?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Next on our list is tampons. I don't personally use tampons, but my partner definitely did. And she recently switched to the Diva cup, which is a reusable tampon. Kind of a weird concept, but you basically shove a silicone cup into your vagina. Once you get over the fact that you're kind of twiddling your thumbs within your vagina,
okay,
then you will realize how much you love it.
I love my Diva cup, and you said everything I would say. Maybe I can make an updated video about that kind of stuff. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below.
If you want me to comment more on the Diva cup, let me know as well.
Yes. So I just completely cut makeup out of my life, and it's a huge spend-free thing. Again, I'm not like judging anyone who chooses to wear makeup. I think that's fantastic, but I think there are ways that you can like maybe reduce the amount of makeup you're buying, or, you know, like use a lip gloss. Use that one lipstick until it's gone before you buy like 20 others.
Yeah, because otherwise I feel like it just rots in your cupboard.
Totally. I so, again, was that chick that had like all the body sprays and the 3 for $15 deal from here.
She used to smell pretty.
Yeah, I used to smell pretty, but honestly, I felt like it was reacting to my skin all the time, especially when I made the switch to like my hair and my lotions and stuff to be all natural. When I would then put perfume on, it was like my wrist would be like, ah.
Yeah, it's if you look up what like is in your perfumes, it's pretty terrifying. It's like a
so
lot of
wild.
chemicals.
It's kind of like cologne. You used to wear cologne when I first met you.
Exact same.
Gone. And huge cost savings. And if I feel like I want to wear something, even the other day I was at a bridal shower for my girlfriend, and I rubbed some like peppermint essential oil on my neck, and everyone was like,
damn girl.
Everyone was like, damn girl, you smell good.
Are you looking at my hand movements?
Yes, you're
Chill out. I was like, damn girl, that's like a
very feminine
damn
hand
girl.
Okay, we're almost there, you guys. We are rocking through this list. Clothing. Let's talk about clothing, Bubs.
Sweet.
You can take the first one.
You'll notice I have worn the same 2 pairs of pants in the past probably 50 videos that we filmed ever since pants season hit.
Yeah.
So huge believers in quality over quantity, and we'll go out and buy higher end items, whether it's Patagonia or Lululemon, because they really make fantastic clothes. We also stick to like neutral tones, like neutral colors, blacks, grays, greens, brown, stuff like that, and that's kind of more timeless anyway.
Last thing under clothing is formal attire. I feel like so many people go out and buy a new dress for every wedding or every shower or every event they have that's a little bit more formal. And for someone like me who obviously doesn't have the space to store that kind of thing,
or the money,
or the money, I've really enjoyed borrowing from people.
Hitting up your girls.
And I feel like people should do that more, because it's like, if I have 2 dresses and that's all I need, and then I can give you those 2 dresses and I can borrow your 2 dresses, like, why don't we do that more?
Why don't boys do it?
You do it. You've been wearing my brother's suit to the last 3 weddings we've been to.
The next thing we want to talk about is tech, and specifically like low quality tech. So when it comes to, you know, Instagram ads or something that you see that you think you need, we just take that extra step to do a little bit more research in it and see if we actually think it's going to last a long time and be good quality.
And the last one is just in terms of our lifestyle, going for nights out. We used to go out all the time, more so when we weren't together even back in the day. Obviously Friday, Saturday, sometimes if I got crazy, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, you're going out, you're going to the bar. It's amazing how quickly you can drop dollar bills. So
Yeah.
we don't do that anymore. It's more of like an occasion, or if someone's in town and we want to go for a drink. It's more celebratory than a regular occurrence, I would say.
Definitely.
And I think that about wraps up our quick list of things that we no longer buy. Again, I'm sure we're missing things on this list. I think that making this transition to van life has really helped us realize that we don't need a lot of the things that we were previously buying. But I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you no longer buy, and what can we learn from you? And hopefully you learn from us and it was an exchange.
You have less things, but they add more value to your life. And
like
it's
that.
just a really decluttered way to live. I encourage you to try it out. I think it'll make you a happier person.
Even if you can take one of those 30-ish things that we talked about and
Eliminate it.
you can like go through your closet today and remove a few pieces of clothing, that's a beautiful thing.
Stop buying paper towel.
Don't buy taco seasoning and buy some spices. Like, that's so cool. All right.
Anyway, guys, hope you found this helpful. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. See ya.
It's better if you push, like, pull the zit angled, like, that's a little too close.
Well, it's time for cameras, time for fun. Let's pretend we're having fun, although we're stressed out of our mind.